In my own personal opinion, every time this cycle repeats itself, Richtofen adds information to the Chronorium, so that when we go back through the old maps, we are now armed with extra knowledge to do what is right, to save the children, to stop Dr. Monty, to end the cycle. That is why, once we've completed all of the Easter eggs, including Revelations, and we go back to the old maps, we are now armed with the Arcade 5. This is letting us know that we have indeed changed something. We now are armed with extra knowledge that we previously didn't have. Every time the cycle repeats, we get smarter and smarter and smarter, and it is only a matter of time until we finally break the cycle. We are finally going to do what is right, and this is why I think there is indeed going to be a super Easter egg. We are going to go back to the old maps and change the course of history. We are going to do the Easter eggs differently this time to have slightly different outcomes, and as a combination, we will finally somehow figure out how to stop Monty. We are going to do what is right. We are going to save the universe. We are going to stop Dr. Monty. We are going to save the children. We are going to do this no matter what. We are going to break the cycle.
We'll never surrender.
Skin boots on a Saturday night.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and welcome back to an all new DLC for Revelations video. So obviously yesterday the main Easter egg was indeed sold for Revelations, and we got the Easter egg ending cutscene. Now from what it seems, from a general stance of the community as a whole, everyone seems very disappointed by this ending cutscene, which has led a lot of people to speculate that there is indeed a second Easter egg ending cutscene, whether that means there's an alternative Easter egg ending, or whether that means another ending for supposedly the super Easter egg. In today's video, I'm going to be going through all of the evidence we have in regards to the super Easter egg, this super across the map Easter egg, in regards to a second Easter egg ending for Revelations. I'm going to be talking about why it's possible and why I think it's definitely going to happen, just as the title states. So if you're unaware, prior to Revelations releasing a couple months ago, it was found within the code that all of the maps were updated with another Dark Ops achievement in regards to a super Easter egg, as in the fact that after a DLC 4 releases, all the maps would be updated with brand new Easter eggs, and we would have to complete Easter eggs on all of these maps, and as a collective whole we can then go on to Revelations and finish this super Easter egg to get us another cutscene, and then that'll be the super Easter egg done. Within the code, there's definitely code for this super Easter egg, and also after we complete all of the Easter eggs, we either get a green gate worm or we get the summoning key on Shadows of Evil. Now we do know that we obviously get the spark on Revelations, and this spark is only ever obtained after we've completed all of the prior Easter eggs to Revelations, and this spark is used in order to get Takura's katana and to get Pack-a-Punch guns from the mystery box, as well as from wall buys. However, why would Treyarch make it seem so important with these gate worm symbols and the summoning key if it's only for this tiny spark? They made it seem like there was going to be some sort of big super Easter egg, and as he said within the code, there is code for every single map in regards to a super Easter egg, so where the hell is it? Also, the Giant was updated ages ago with another Dark Ops achievement, again suggesting that there would be this big across the map Easter egg, where there would be a new Easter egg added to all of those maps, and we would have to complete them as a collective whole to get a brand new ending for DLC 4. Now, even more evidence in regards to the fact that we're going to be getting a super Easter egg is the fact that there's the dead Magua heart on Shadows of Evil, which you get near the end of the Shadows of Evil Easter egg from the purple Maguas. Now we don't know what this dead Magua heart does, however it was found within the code that when you pick up this dead Magua heart, it works similar to the nav cards from Black Ops 2. When you pick it up, the game recognizes that you have it and it will save that data forever. However, we've still yet to find out what the dead Magua heart does, but it's most likely something to do with the Apothicon Servant. Again, this is just more evidence that we're going to have to do something in regards to an Easter egg on every single map to complete some sort of big across the map Easter egg. Maybe what this dead Magua heart is used for is some sort of way of upgrading the Apothicon Servant on Shadows of Evil. Now obviously Jason Blundell said in an interview that the Apothicon Servant is not upgradable in Shadows of Evil. Obviously it's now upgradable within Revelations, however, he said it was not upgradable in Shadows of Evil, and he was right at the time of him saying that, because it wasn't upgradable at that time, as obviously the steps had been removed and the glitch had been patched. However, now that Revelations is released, that quote does not mean anything anymore, because he said it ages ago and things could have changed by then. Now that DLC 4 has released, it's possible that Treyarch may have added something in Shadows of Evil in order for us to upgrade the Apothicon Servant on Shadows of Evil, and this will most likely, if it is indeed in the game, be something to do with the super Easter egg. Now, more evidence in regards to a second Easter egg ending for this super Easter egg is the fact that with the Easter egg ending for Revelations, Jason Blundell said that it was supposed to put brackets around the storyline, and some may argue that it hasn't, because from the ending it seems like we haven't concluded the storyline. It just seems like we've reset the cycle. Our characters have now turned into Primus, and they've faded out of this universe where the perfect world is, where Monty is. Dr. Monty was clearly very angry at us. Now, a lot of people assume that he was some sort of godlike figure, and he still seems like some sort of godlike figure. However, he seems like he has a lot more interest in protecting his perfect world than caring for the individuals. As you could tell by the ending, he didn't care for the characters at all, and he just sent them out of the universe. It definitely didn't put brackets around the storyline, in my personal opinion. Also, in the ending, we do see that all the characters, or should I say the children, have been represented as toys, and now the children are gone from this universe. They're no longer in the house along with the Origins crew. They've just vanished, as Dr. Monty has closed off all of the other universes to stop all of the paradoxes from occurring. But the thing is, the achievement that you receive when you complete the Easter egg ending, it says that we complete the cycle, which means that the cycle restarts again. We have not broke the cycle, we have let the cycle be completed, which in essence just means that it restarts all over again. That's all we've done. We've just reset the cycle with this ending, and by resetting the cycle, the events of Black Ops 3, the events that we've all unfolded, are just going to keep on reoccurring forever and ever and ever. Obviously on Origins we had all of these prophets and these fortune tellings to us regarding Primus, and now we have a slight better understanding of what Primus is. But again, the cycle's just all restarted. There must be a way to break the cycle. There has to be a way to break the cycle. From the ending, when we saw our 4 characters, they looked in disbelief. They looked very upset, and we've heard multiple times Richtofen say that, you know, he will do the right thing, these blood vials will protect them, but they didn't really protect them. I mean, I guess they're still alive as Primus in another universe, but they didn't really protect them, did they? So we've done something wrong. We've been misled by Dr. Monty. It does appear that way, at least. Dr. Monty may still indeed be a good character. We really don't know. It seems like Dr. Monty is indeed a good character, although the Shadow Man says he's the devil. Obviously, he was just trying to manipulate us. But the thing is, although he may be a good character, it seems like he's more interested in himself and his perfect world rather than caring for people. So maybe we have chosen the wrong path. In fact, Dempsey and Takeo were about to like kill Dr. Monty within the cutscene. They glanced at each other, and Takeo was about to pull out his katana and attack him, but then Richtofen interrupted them. But Richtofen also looked very sad in the cutscene, so it seems like we've chosen the wrong path. What if we were indeed supposed to help out the Shadow Man or do something else? I definitely think that there is indeed another ending, and I don't care what anyone says, I am convinced there is another ending. There must be a way for us to break the cycle. We've just restarted the cycle. We've completed the cycle. This map has barely explained anything. I know there's a ton of ciphers that have still yet to be solved, but the thing is, there has to be more. There has to be more. Now, furthermore, on Origins, Samantha kept on telling us that we need to end the loop, but we haven't ended the loop. We've just continued the cycle. So in essence, Primus has failed. We've kept on hearing this quote over and over again. Primus will fail, and we have indeed failed. There must be a way for us to succeed. Maybe we have to stop Dr. Monty. Maybe there's a way to stop him. I don't know how to stop him. Maybe we've got to lure him to Earth. Maybe we've got to encase him within the summoning key. Maybe we do indeed have to help the Shadow Man, and then by helping the Shadow Man we could stop Dr. Monty, and then we also have to defeat the Shadow Man as well, if they're both some sort of evil entities. But the key thing is that we were supposed to end this loop, and we didn't end the loop, and the cycle is started all over again. We've been constantly hearing throughout Black Ops 3 Zombies that we will save the children, we will keep the children safe, but that is not correct either, because the children were not kept safe. At the end of the Easter egg ending, we saw that the characters were metamorphosized as toys. That was just a metaphor for the children. However, likewise to the Origins characters, the children have dissipated from this realm. They no longer exist within the house. They are gone. They are banished. They are not within this perfect realm. Supremacy has failed once again. We have not protected the children, unfortunately, and we've restarted the cycle once again. We hear on Origins that Samantha has been in the house forever. She's been trapped here, and then Richtofen greets them later on, and then obviously the other characters greet them as well once they collect their 1.0 souls within the Black Ops 3 Zombie storyline, of which has been unfolding for an infinite amount of times. We need to stop the cycle. I don't know how we do that. Either we stop Dr. Monty, help the Shadow Man, or some other form, but there must be a way. Maybe it's got some sort of connection to Mob of the Dead. I really don't know. Also, Jason Blundell said after Zetsubo no Shima was released that even after you think it's the end, still keep looking. This is now the end, and we think it's the end. We should still keep looking. I honestly do believe that. There's got to be something that we have to do on each of the previous maps. Now, what I think is going on here, and this is definitely plausible, is I think once Revelations is released on Xbox and PC, then we'll be able to complete this super Easter egg. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't think the super Easter egg is currently within the game. Because if you didn't know, the Decryptor Fixer over on Reddit posted a cipher which was then solved, and this cipher read that obviously once everyone gets to play the maps, that is only when we should start looking for this super Easter egg. So I think Treyarch are only going to add this super Easter egg in once it's released for everyone, because then it would give everyone a fair chance to look for this super Easter egg, and obviously it wouldn't break the contract they have with PlayStation because it's an across the map Easter egg and it's not Revelation specific. So I think we're only able to search for this super Easter egg once it's out on Xbox and PC, and I think that's what the Dead Magua heart is for. Now, this is the most compelling evidence in my personal opinion as to why there has to be a second Easter egg ending for this super Easter egg on Revelations, and here is why. Within the Origins recap trailer that we got for Revelations, there was tons of shots for a cutscene that we haven't seen within Revelations. We saw a shot of Peter McCain, yes that's right, Peter McCain, who we presumed was dead within Goddard Crovey. We presumed he just fell to his death. We saw a shot of him within Revelations. That means Peter McCain is on Revelations, and there has to be a way for us to contact him. There has to be. That means there has to be another Easter egg on Revelations. There just has to be another Easter egg. Why the hell is Peter McCain on the map, which we've still not found yet, if there's not another Easter egg? There's no way Peter McCain is just on the map in some sort of small Easter egg. He has to play a big role in the storyline. What if, instead of collecting Sophia's bones in order to resurrect Sophia, we have to resurrect Peter McCain? That is a possibility, since we're obviously in this perfect world which has been obviously destroyed by the Shadow Man. So maybe this is an area where a lot of dead characters are present. Also within the trailer we saw a shot of the Shadow Man, which again is not present within the actual game, and it seems to be from a cutscene. We see the Shadow Man, who looks very different from what he does within the Revelations boss fight. It looks like he's wearing Primus clothing, and his arms look slightly different as well. And then he electrocutes Richtofen, as if it's like a cutscene. Again, this is just more evidence as to why there may be another Easter egg. Not only that, but we see a shot of Dr. Monty, which again is not within the physical map, where he's just standing there. Yet in the actual map, we only ever hear Dr. Monty through audio quotes and the wisps. We never actually see him apart from the ending cutscene. So why the hell is he stood on the map within this trailer? Again, there just has to be another Easter egg. There just has to be. But I think it's for this super Easter egg, and I think we're only going to be able to get it once it's out on PC and Xbox. There has to be a way to break the cycle. We've let the cycle continue, and I think we've fallen into the trap of trusting Dr. Monty. Although he may be a good character, although he could still be evil, we really don't know. There's still lots of discrepancies with Dr. Monty's character. Although he does seem like a godlike figure, why the hell would he just send us off? Why is he so caring about his perfect world, yet he doesn't seem like he cares for everyone, but a godlike figure would? Why does it seem as if he's punished the characters at the ending? Now, a lot of people have been thinking within Treyarch's next installment, we're going to be playing as Primus, but as he said, maybe there is another ending where we break the cycle. Maybe it's similar to Mob of the Dead. Now the thing is, there just has to be another ending because we were supposedly going to find out the true meaning of the blood vials on this map, and all we found out was that they were from the Mob of the Dead crew, definitely 100%, and the only reason they had gotten this blood is because it's from a universe that has been crossed off, which allows the characters to stay on the map, which is causing all of the universes to start bleeding into each other, and essentially if they didn't have the blood vials they would just fade from existence. But again, that doesn't really explain much. There has to be a deeper meaning to the blood vials, and also within the ending not all of the blood has been used, so there's got to be a reason why they've still got blood left. We were supposed to find out a lot more about the Mob of the Dead crew on this map, and we just haven't. In fact, there's freaking Al Arlington's hat on this map which you can equip, and we don't know what it does yet as well, so maybe this is again for this across the map Easter egg as well. Now as I said earlier, we essentially just continued the cycle within this map, and there was a Reddit post made by I Disagree over on Reddit, which I will link down in this video's description. Now a ton of people on YouTube have been making videos about this and posting about it because it's definitely an interesting theory, so I will leave a link to the Reddit post down in this video's description, and I'm going to read it all off for you guys now. What we have discovered so far makes perfect sense. We are all acting like we beat the map, like we did it. The only reason that the Easter egg ends with the end is because, are you ready? We fucking failed. We fell into the trap. Monty tricked us into restarting the same cycle that has been playing out for millions upon millions of times if you think. Monty gains his omnipotence / timelessness through the cycle restarting. That is his agenda. Restart the cycle. Remain omnipotent because he is restarting his own universe. Do you guys really think that everything that shines is gold? Clearly this is far from gold. We failed because we completed the cycle that we are supposed to break. Yeah, sure, this is an ending, but not the ending. This is the ending that has happened a million times over and over. What we see at the end of the cutscene is the beginning of the Great War, which Origins picks up after. In case you don't get it, Monty is bad too. Monty perpetuated the cycle. It is now restarted. You are at the beginning of premise. One universe is about to be fucked up, then shattered, just like what we have lived through with this storyline. This was all prophesized. We have gotten nothing new through this Easter egg. Mark my words, we have yet to use the original staffs. We have yet to break the cycle. Why would the Shadow Man be the boss if A, we beat him in Shadows of Evil, and B, this storyline has been told to have happened an infinite amount of times already? So he has died an infinite amount of times. The cycle will be broken when we can stop Manny from perpetuating it. It will be even harder and probably more ridiculous than we think and we have done so far. Because why would it be this easy to break out of the mold that we are in? We are going to have to think so far outside the box, because if it was something that our characters should consider, they would have in their past 1 million attempts. When Monty fails, the cycle is broken. We don't just have the 4 elemental runes, for fuck's sake. And he is perfectly right. We're just restarting the cycle that has been happening for eons. As soon as Primus restarts, then thousands of years later, Origins continues, and then we restart this whole cycle once again. We play through all of the Black Ops 3 Zombies maps once again. The cycle continues, it goes on forever, just like Mob of the Dead. There has to be a way to break this cycle. We were supposed to learn out so much more about the past maps and we just didn't. There's so much more to learn about Mob of the Dead and the characters, and even the Shadows of Evil characters to say the least. There's so much more to learn about the blood vials, there's so much more to learn about Dr. Monty, there's so much more to learn about the Shadow Man, and just there's too many questions that are left unanswered. But here is even more compelling evidence that there's another Easter egg within Revelations. Within the Revelations trailer, they showed that there was red-eyed zombies as well as yellow-eyed zombies, and this is huge because on the actual map there are no yellow eyes present. There must be a way for someone else to gain power of the zombies and start controlling some of the zombies, but we see it not at all within the Easter egg. No one takes over control of the zombies, so there must be another Easter egg where someone else gains control of the zombies. Now this is leading on to my theory. I believe that the red-eyed zombies are being in control by Dr. Monty. Now a lot of people think that the red eyes mean that they're being controlled by the Apothicons and the Shadow Man, but the reason why I don't think this is because the eyes turn red within Gorod Krovi, and that's when Dr. Monty gets introduced. That is not when the Shadow Man escapes to summoning key, so why the hell are the eyes red? Red means Dr. Monty. I am convinced that the red eyes mean that Dr. Monty is in control of said zombies. However, I think there's a bit of mix of control going on here because we see the mystery box within this map turn to green. However, within Gorod Krovi, the box was still blue like it normally is. And the reason why I think it was green within Revelations is because the Apothicons have partial control, but they don't have full control. I think that maybe the yellow-eyed zombies are A, in control of the Apothicons. Maybe the alternative ending is us helping out the Shadow Man. B, maybe it's either Maxis or Samantha in control, because obviously they have yellow-eyed zombies as well. Or C, it's someone else in control and we don't know who that is. Another possible option that yellow could just mean that no one is in control of those zombies, because obviously the yellow-eyed zombies have been with us since Shadows of Evil leading up to Gorod Krovi. However, Samantha was not in the MPD within Der Eisendrache. When the MPD opened up, Samantha was not in it. So why the hell are the yellow-eyed zombies? I think it's just a placeholder colour, maybe when no one's in control possibly, but then again we still hear Samantha speak when you get like power-ups and stuff like that. The thing is, this map has answered absolutely no questions about the colour of the eyes. We have been very confused with this storyline. We obviously know that within Black Ops 2, the blue-eyed zombies meant that Richtofen was in control. We obviously know that also when Samantha gained control of the zombies, the eyes were yellow, and obviously the same with Maxis on Buried. So why the hell were they yellow throughout the storyline? There's definitely something else to do with the eye colour here. There's something we're missing. Why were the eyes red on Mob of the Dead? Why were the eyes red on Mob of the Dead? Because I don't think that the Apothicons were present there. I think Dr. Monty was. I think Dr. Monty, although he may be partially good, I think he definitely has an evil side to him. We hear the quote on Revelations about the worm being cut in half, which suggests that possibly Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man were once the same person and they were cut off into two. And possibly one of them is evil, one of them is good, or possibly, just maybe, both are evil, but one is more evil than the other. What if this Easter egg, we have to help one of two evils? If we help Dr. Monty, we get screwed and restart the cycle continues. If we help the Shadow Man, well, we don't know what happens. What if we have to help the Shadow Man? What if what we have to do is in this super Easter egg, it's continuing after the cycle has restarted, after we've turned into Primus, and now that we're restarting the cycle with the knowledge that we have, there's something we have to do differently, something we have to do in order to break the cycle. We have to break the cycle. There must be a way to break the cycle. We still haven't figured out exactly who controls the red-eyed zombies. We still haven't figured out why within the trailer there were yellow-eyed zombies. What is going on here? There has to be a way to break the cycle. I've said this a million times within this video. Okay, so there's another Reddit post which I want to include within today's video, which was actually posted by Finn the Human, and I will link it down in this video's description if you want to go ahead and read it for yourself. And this is sort of continuing with the idea. Within the ending, we obviously see that the children are then shown as toys. They were represented as toys, and this Reddit post is titled, "The evidence is all in the final cutscene, clear as day. I was wondering when you bring this up," Richtofen said, with a hint of disappointment. "My interpretation of the Easter egg cutscene and the theory as to why the blood vials are the insurance plan." So it starts off like this, the blood vials, and then he plays the quote from the cutscene. "I was wondering when you bring this up," Richtofen said with a hint of resigned disappointment. "They're from realities we've already closed off. These shouldn't be here. They can't be here," said Monty. Then he says, "There lies the answer. Could it be that the blood vials are the insurance, not just as some ambiguous ace in the hole safety measure, but more as a tool, something that provides a useful means to ascertain if the job has been done, to determine just who is good and who is bad?" Watching the ending cutscene again gave me a thought, and it was this. Why is it that Richtofen is so seemingly disappointing with the outcome of the preceding events? And I was talking about this earlier within the trailer. For some weird reason, Richtofen just seemed very upset within the cutscene, as if we did the wrong thing. He then goes on to say, "Everything on the surface indicates that the war is over. Monty has created his perfect world. Then why do Richtofen and Dempsey steal a glance at each other before Richtofen delivers his line? Could it be because the vials play a greater role in determining who is the true wolf in sheep's clothing, and the group now knows without a doubt that they've made the wrong choice? Why do our heroes, Takeo and Nikolai, acknowledge each other and seemingly begin to draw to make a move to kill Monty, only to be interpreted by Richtofen's suggestion? That's peculiar, is it not? Monty at that point hasn't even given the group a reason to draw on him, has he? He sure has. think about this, the vials still exist in the here and now of the final cutscene, because the goddamn dimension from whence they came, the time, the events, they still happen. If they had truly reconciled the past, the group wouldn't be gone, along with the vials. So our dear Monty, it appears, is the bad guy, and Richtofen, Takeo, Dempsey and Nikolai now know it. So the premise cutscene isn't an indication of future zombie storylines, it is a confirmation of the events that have already happened, as we see from Der Eisendrache's King Cypher, which means the loop is not closed and the Easter egg is not yet completed. And if this Easter egg is indeed unsolved and there is more to it, then perhaps there's truth to revisiting old maps, or perhaps to allying with the Shadow Man. Has anyone who's completed all of the Easter eggs for Black Ops 3, including Revelations, gone back to play through the other maps and noticed anything different yet? There has to be some significance to the multi-map theme of Revelations. Perhaps message/dialogue will have a second meaning the next time around. He's worded everything just completely perfectly. And to further add upon this, we obviously see that at the end we see the premise characters holding the original staffs, not the ones we see on Origins as they were recreations, but they hold the original ones. What if there is indeed a way for us to actually get the staffs on Revelations with this big super Easter egg to get the second Easter egg ending cutscene? Because if it's within the cutscene, then they must have modeled these staffs within Black Ops 3 Zombies, because they have to generate models for these cutscenes as they're not rendered in an outside studio. So the staffs are in the game, they're in the game, they've modeled the staffs in the game, but what if there's a way to get it? Now I also just want to put this out there. We have failed. Primis have failed. We've restarted the cycle and now we are Primis once again. The storyline's going to carry out forever. We heard Primis will fail. Primis have failed. Primis are supposed to protect the children, but we're not protecting the children because the children have been wiped from existence. At the ending, as the blood vials go away, so do the children. The Origins crew and also the children are gone, so why do we keep on hearing that we will keep the children safe and that they will be forever in the house if that is not indeed the case? There must be a way to break this. There must be a way to stop this from happening and actually protect the children. I mean, if you honestly think about it, this ending was really predictable. Anyone could have predicted this ending. It didn't really tell us much new at all. We knew this was going to happen. We knew that the cycle was going to repeat. We knew that we were likely to turn into Primis, and we knew pretty much what the blood vials meant anyways, in terms of how far that the storyline was explained within the ending cutscene. This ending was so predictable. I mean, the Shadow Man even says to us that Dr. Monty will just wipe our characters from existence, and that's just what happened. We completely vanished and turned into Primis. Why at the start of the Easter egg do we activate the 4 gravestones of our characters? There just has to be more to this, because we're not protecting the children. We need to protect the children. We have to break the cycle and protect the children and keep them in the house forever. In the trailer we literally see yellow-eyed zombies as well as red-eyed zombies, but we don't see it actually within the map. Someone else has to gain control of these zombies. Okay, so there's yet another Reddit post which I wanted to discuss within today's video because I think it brings up some really good points, and it's by The Bigger Muff, and once again I will leave a link to it down in this video description if you want to go ahead and read it for yourself. But I think it makes some really cool points and some really valid points that are definitely worth a discussion. So it starts off with the title being Richtofen quotes, "The real concrete evidence there may be a cross-map Easter egg." So it says, "So I've been sitting back and digesting it all, the decryptor fixer ciphers, everyone's theories etc. about this possible super Easter egg. It then dawned on me that a few quotes may make this whole theory more concrete. Hear me out. Richtofen carries blood vials from Mob of the Dead. I feel the reason they are from Mob of the Dead is more about symbolism than anything. Blundell never said Mob of the Dead was in the same universe, but that it is connected. I feel the connection is it symbolically shows that the blood from Mob of the Dead makes us connect blood to breaking the cycle. Richtofen takes his crew somewhere to get the blood vials after Zetsubo no Shima. They each have 2 vials. Richtofen states, it's insurance in case we don't like where we end up. When we get to the Revelations ending, we see that only 1 vial remains with the characters, which obviously means 1 was used so the characters will not fade away when Maxis and Sophia left. That remaining blood vial is the insurance plan. The reason this makes sense is because of Richtofen's Forest quote. He states, He does not think I know, but I do. The blood will protect me. By reading the Chronorium, Richtofen is already ahead of Monty on what will happen to him and the gang once the universes are closed. This is why Richtofen gets the 2 blood vials after Zetsubou no Shima. He wanted to see what Monty would do and have a backup plan just in case. And in this case, they are thrown into a time loop. That second blood vial is what will be used to break the cycle, hence the Mob of the Dead vials. Number 1 representing continuing the cycle and the other breaking the cycle. Whether or not this cycle will be broken as a super Easter egg in this game, or that it will be held off into the next Treyarch game is unknown, but I feel the evidence is clear. Continuing the cycle is not the good ending. Happy hunting, can't wait to join you all on October the 6th. And obviously October the 6th is when it comes out on Xbox and PC. That's when a lot of people think that we're going to be able to do this super Easter egg. So a huge thanks to him for this Reddit post. And I think he makes a lot of really valid points. And I just wanted to discuss them slightly for you guys. So obviously they have the blood vials, but one of them is used up in the ending so that they don't fade out of existence. And I presume that the second blood vial is for if they repeat the cycle once again, which they have, and then they can use that again if they fail once again. And then I would assume if they then restart the cycle again, they'll have to get the blood once again, so the cycle just keeps on continuing forever and ever and ever. However, this time I think it's going to be special when we restart the cycle. I think we're going to get further than ever before, because each time they restart the cycle, I think they gain extra knowledge and extra knowledge from the Chronorium, and they get closer until stopping Dr. Monty. I think we're going to have to stop Dr. Monty from continuing this cycle. I think that's definitely what we're going to do. Although he may not be pure evil, I definitely think there is an evil side to Dr. Monty, and we're going to be trying to stop him from continuing this cycle. The children, I believe, are trapped in the house, and that we are supposed to protect them. Samantha says in Origins that she's been trapped there for an eternity, then she's obviously joined by Richtofen later on, and the other 1.0 souls after they collect them. Each time the cycle keeps on repeating itself. So Samantha's been there forever, and I think we need to get the children out of the house. Maybe the house and this perfect world may not be what it all seems to be. It seems to be like it's heaven, but what if it's actually hell? The characters could be trapped there, and what if it actually acts like some sort of hell or prison? You've just got to look at things in a different light. And I think that's definitely obvious at the Revelations ending, that the characters realise that they've messed up and they've picked the wrong side essentially. So we may work with the Shadow Man to stop Monty, or we may just stop him on our own. We really don't know. But I think the cycle will continue in this super Easter egg. As he says at the end, it's possible that there might not be a super Easter egg, and this could just be the storyline for the next Treyarch game, which I hope not, because that would just suck, because it would literally be the same of Black Ops 3 Zombie storyline. It would be the exact same storyline, but this time we win rather than lose. So I really hope that's not the case. Anyways, this has been all the evidence as to why I think there's a second Easter egg ending cutscene on Revelations in regards to this super Easter egg. I know this has been a very long video. If there's anything that I've missed within today's video, leave it down in the comment section down below. I know it's a long one, but if you watched to the end, hopefully you are convinced that there's more to this Easter egg. But without further ado, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies news information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.